everyone, it's Moose, and thank you so much for joining me back here. It's about time that I fix this mess of a bookshelf. We moved in roughly 2.5 months ago, and my bookshelf looks like this. It was over in a different corner. I recently moved it here and kind of just shoved everything onto it. And now it's time to organize it. I might see if I'm going to get rid of some stuff. I don't think I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I had in our last house, but probably something similar. I like to organize my books based on my personal enjoyment. I always put some of my favorites up here at the top. I kind of group classics together, like that kind of stuff. So, yes, welcome to my bookshelf reorganization. Sam's napping, so hopefully I can get this done in the time before he wakes up. I will say these 3 shelves that you can see are what I will be working on. There is a 4th one down at the bottom that has turned into Sam's. We just put his toys and stuff on the bottom shelves. Ethan has a bookshelf identical to this one, and it's just turned into Sam's shelves. The bottom ones have. So I have 3 shelves to work with, which is fine. Last time I had 4, so I am going to have to finagle some stuff and probably put some stuff in the back that was in the front last time. So anyways, I'm gonna quit rambling and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna take this off because it's already bugging me. I would say that I'm going to listen to an audiobook while I do this, like a good booktuber would, but I'm not. I've been watching a playthrough of PewDiePie's that I'm going to be watching, so. I have everything torn off my shelf, and I have made stacks of things that have kind of been organized a little bit. Let me show you. Right here are like some of my favorites, like over here. Here I have a stack of classics. This stuff will go out front. This big pile right here is stuff that I don't care about one way or the other, but I'm keeping for whatever reason. So this stuff is going to go in the back. This stuff is my TBR, and then this little stack over here is stuff that I have read, not necessarily a favorite, but I wouldn't mind them going out front to be seen. And then those 2 books over there are school stuff that I could care less about because I'm finished with school. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start shoving these on the shelves. I think I'm going to start with the ones in the back. And then let's go. everything's up here. I'm not completely happy with it, but it's fine. It's fine. I am able to see everything that I wanted to see. I kind of have things organized the way that I usually have them organized, so it's fine. I'll give you guys a quick tour of how I have everything organized and kind of explain it a little bit. Okay, so here's my top shelf. Of course, I have my Twilight books just chilling at the very top. You know how it goes. I have some other series just kind of mixed in. Hunger Games is one of my favorite. I want to reread The Maze Runner sometime soon. This by Amanda Hocking, the Trilogy, I believe is the name of it. I read back when I was like a freshman in high school, but I remember really enjoying it. I would like to reread those as well. I feel like it would take me no time at all. I want to reread these. I love the first two and was kind of disappointed by the last one, so I need to reread those to make sure I want to keep them on my top shelf. Of course, I have my ACOTAR here. You know how it goes. I have my little moose up here, my little acorns that Ethan gave me. I have The Wise Man's Fear and The Name of the Wind. I have only read The Name of the Wind. I have not read The Wise Man's Fear, but I think they look good up there. Then I have Narnia, the Becca Cooper trilogy, which I recently did a review on if you're interested. The Crown of Gilded Bones. I do not have the first two, the From Blood and Ash and The Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. I just have the third one because I read the first two on Libby. I do plan on getting the first two though for my collection. Uprooted is really good. I want to get Spinning Silver as well. Naomi Novik is becoming one of my new favorite authors. Illuminae I raved about when I first read it. It's so good. So yeah, my top shelf is just a bunch of my favorites, books I really enjoyed. My second shelf are books that I have read, slash my classics that I want to read. So over here, we have books that I've read and enjoyed enough to want to be seen on my shelf. The Fifth Wave series over here, I would like to reread again. I haven't read those since high school. I need to reread The Lord of the Rings. Again, I read those in middle school and they were way above my reading level at that point. But the movies are some of my favorites. I hold them very dear to my heart. So I keep those up kind of high because I do really enjoy the story. The Help is one of my favorites. I need to reread it to make sure. Red Queen is just one that I've read. I actually might get rid of this one sometime soon. But for now, it's fine right there. Lovely Bones, again, one of my favorites I need to reread. Snow Like Ashes, I recently listened to the audiobook. I need to finish the series to determine if I'm going to keep that one and buy the rest of the series or get rid of it. Kings of the Wild is good. The Time of Contempt is the second book in the Witcher series. I loaned the first book out to someone and haven't got it back yet. I'm not really worried about it. I am pretty sure he'll give it back at some point. The Selection, I'll probably get rid of that one. I listened to the series at the beginning of this year, and it was fine, but it's not one of my new favorites. But it's fine out here for now. The Giver is really good. I've only read The Giver. I would like to read the rest in that series. Fahrenheit 451, of course, such a classic, one of my favorites. Pillars of the Earth, so good. I haven't read the rest of the series. The show for Pillars of the Earth is super good too, if you're looking for like a medieval historical fiction type thing. So good. I think it was on Stars when we watched it. I watched that for high school. That's how we learned about the medieval times. Anyways, I have my Shakespeare histories. I'm not a huge fan of Shakespeare, believe it or not, but I do really enjoy the histories. So I have those. Jane Eyre, it's fine. A New England Nun, I do really like Mary Wilkins Freeman. I like her. So I have one of her books. The Tanks They Carried by Tim O'Brien, one of my absolute favorite classics. Frankenstein, not necessarily a favorite, but you know, it's a classic. Madame Bovary is really good. I like that one. Anne Bradstreet, I'm not a huge poetry fan, but I do love Anne Bradstreet and I like John Donne, so I have their poetry works. And then these books right through here are books that I have not read yet, but I would like to, and so I want them out front to remind me to get to them soon. I have my little bear who's reading. These are rocks that I got in Greece. It's taped right now, so I'm not going to open it, but I went to Greece as my graduation trip after high school, so those are some rocks from Greece. Ethan got me these shells just on different trips and stuff. And then the big bad boy TBR shelf which is overflowing to the max. I have some of the Throne of Glass books, not all of them. I bought them as they came on bargain because I knew I wanted to read the series. I've only read the first one so far. I have an Ember in the Ashes. I have the first 3. I don't have the last one. Same thing, bought them as they came on bargain, and I've only read the first one. And then this series I know has another book, but I don't have it. I have a couple of the Game of Thrones books, again, not in order or anything like that. I found these at a thrift store. As you can see, they're pretty worn up, pretty worn, but that's okay. I don't really care. These are just my mass markets. I have Mark Lawrence, Salvatore. I have the first Outlander book that my friend gave me because she had an extra copy. I would like to read that soon. Seventh Son. I'm not too excited about that. Here's some more Neil Shusterman. He wrote the Scythe series. Again, I'm not too excited about it, but they're out here. I bought those when I was in like high school. I tried listening to this one on Libby and didn't even get past the first chapter. It just did not grip my attention at that point, but I feel like I might enjoy it if I got into it, so I'm not getting rid of it. The Alchemist, Frostblood, Aragon is one I want to read soon. I feel like I would really enjoy it. Trickster's Choice by Tamora Pierce. Tamora Pierce wrote Becca Cooper, which was up on my top shelf, and I really enjoy her writing, so I have one from her. The Story, which is just like a retelling of the Bible. This is the teen edition my aunt bought me back in like high school that I need to read. But yeah, I keep it. Chronicles of the Black Company. This is an adult fantasy. And then these are just a bunch of hardbacks. Map of Bones is supposed to be Hunger Games-esque. Queen of the Tearling, Seeker, Heartless, Endgame, Dividing Eden, The Ruin of Kings. I feel like I would really enjoy. Cursor Dark and Lonely, I tried to read, only got like 30 pages in, I think. And then Sky in the Deep. So yeah, that's my shelf. And then Sam's stuff down at the bottom. But that's my shelf. And then I have Hogwarts up at the top in a 3D puzzle and some big stack rings. Otherwise, that was me reorganizing my bookshelf. I hope it wasn't too boring to watch. Like I say, I'm not completely happy with it. It's not my favorite that I've ever had my bookshelf looking, but it's fine. I still have to add all my little knickknacks and stuff, but I'll do that here in a minute. That doesn't really need to be shown on camera. What really got me is having to fit all of my TBR onto one shelf. I usually have this shelf and then the bottom one as my TBR shelves. But like I said earlier, the bottom shelf is my son's shelf right now. So I had to fit it all into one. That just shows I need to read a little bit more. At least I need to read the books that are already on my shelf and stop reading books that aren't. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe down below and leave a comment. You guys are awesome. I am so thankful for you. And we'll be back here next time, guys. See ya!